LEGO have made a lot of sets based on Marvel superheroes, and obviously it goes without saying that AliExpress is filled with knockoffs based on those sets. So I am happy to say that today we are going to be looking at this Avengers Quinjet that I was able to find for roughly around 20 euros. Here's the bag, so let's open it. So, as we can see, what we have all the parts divided in 3 large bags. Yeah, and for some reason instruction manual is within the bag too, because obviously that's the most logical bag to put this in. Well, this set is supposed to be based on LEGO Marvel's The Avengers Quinjet from 2023, and it should contain 795 pieces. But that being said, right now I am going to assemble the set, and then of course we will judge it and I will tell you all about it. So, see you in a bit! Avengers, assemble, because your jet has arrived. Well, as you can see, I have assembled the jet, so let's talk. First things first, let's talk about the manual. Well, it's a little different than the stuff that I have been lately getting from AliExpress, and by that I mean it does have a proper illustration on the cover. Ooh! And we even have a beautiful name of the franchise. Apparently this is Legendary Hero, the New Guardian ship. This time I actually do have some legit problems with this manual, and first of them is the fact that the images inside are quite tiny. Well, for the most part you can see what's going on here, but yeah, in some occasions I really needed to like squint and really concentrate to see where exactly the parts are going. Yes, that's not great. Another problem I have with this manual is that in few occasions we got a little bit of mismatch with colors when it comes to what's been printed inside the manual against what you actually get within the set. For example, here in manual these pieces are dark gray, the same shade as the rest of the model. However, in real life we got them in light gray color. Another mistake I find a little funny is the fact that we have steps from 13 to 16 printed twice. As you can see over here, they are exactly the same steps. However, another mistake that I didn't find funny is over here. When you attach stickers to these blocks that go basically right here on sides, here they are showing the sticker being attached like wrong way. It needs to be like upside down in this illustration, because as soon as you like put it to the side, like they immediately rotate the image despite that you have already like glued it like wrong way. And the same mistake is also repeated like for the other side. However, the good news are that you can totally avoid this manual, because yes, this set is based on real LEGO set, therefore you can go to LEGO Builders app and use that instead. Next thing I want to talk about is the quality of the stickers. Well, the quality isn't too bad actually. The images look sharp. However, I'm not the fan of the fact that they are much darker than the gray that we have for the plastic over here, so they really stand out. However, nice thing is the fact that they actually include 2 sets of stickers, so you can choose whether you want to brand this as an Avengers Quinjet or brand it with the shield logos over here. Moving on, let's talk about the block quality and plastic. Well, here I must say the plastic itself feels a little bit lighter in weight than the real LEGO stuff, and on some pieces there were actually a little bit of plastic leftovers. However, that being said, the bricks themselves actually fit together really well. They are not too tight and they are not too loose. And that, of course, is a good thing. However, it feels weird that we do have this like imprecision when it comes to molds. However, the fitting still is good. But yes, that's what we have over here. And there are only two more things I want to point out about the brick quality. First being that, unfortunately, this front wheel right here, it doesn't turn properly because there is too much friction between the wheel part and like this knob where it attaches. However, that was the only place where I can say that there was too much friction between any moving part. And the second thing I want to point out is that as I was assembling this set, I actually broke one of the pieces. But again, given the fact that only happened to this one piece, it might have been damaged before I was trying like put it together. So that one I kind of write down to the like exception, and I don't think that represents the quality as a whole for this set. We also get very few spare bits with this set, and three of them are these like arms for minifigures. One piece is actually like Iron Man's hair, and then we actually get these two pieces that weren't used like anywhere in this set. We did use like two of roughly the same shape, but they were only a little bit shorter. But yeah, this type of thing we don't use anywhere, so I don't know what's going on over there. But okay, now let's look at the set in greater detail, and basically we're gonna evaluate the job of LEGO company because they are obviously the designers behind this set. So in my opinion, this jet actually looks really nice. I really do like how it looks, and I do like how it feels when you take it in your hands. It feels heavy and it feels chunky. There is a little bit of movement, like if you're touching like these parts, so I wouldn't recommend like just grabbing by them, but other than that, like it does feel really solid. Nice feature is the fact that we can actually change the angle of the ends of the wings. And also underneath the wings we do have these like propulsion things, and you can just adjust the angle of these things like depending whether you want it to like fly forward or upwards, or I don't know. And also from this angle I can show you the wheels of this jet. These back wheels we can actually turn sideways and yeah, basically hide in the side of the jet. And this front wheel, we have this like little thing we have to like bend backward, and then we can also hide the front wheel underneath the jet. So yeah, we don't have any wheels sticking out. However, I do have a little bit of design problem when it comes to these back wheels, because as soon as we take them out, we are actually left with the hole in the jet, and I think that's a bad design choice because you could easily like put in like a small wall inside the jet that would like prevent from this like hole being there. So I'm not a fan of this choice that they have made with the design. Next, we can open the back of this jet, and you can see we do have some tools here. And here's actually the bit that snapped that I was talking about previously. And if we want to see deeper inside the jet, we can open up this upper part, so we can see that there are 6 seats in this part of the jet over there, and plenty of room for all your minifigures. And finally, we can also open up this front cockpit right here, and there are actually 2 seats for 2 more figures in there. So yes, I do think this jet looks really good, with my only problem being like these holes on sides of it. Next thing I want to show is the fact that this jet actually comes with a stand, so you can attach it like underneath in this hole right here, and then you can display it in sort of like a flying motion like this. And finally, I want to talk about the minifigures. Yes, we do have 5 minifigures with this set. All of them are pretty much okay when it comes to like moving parts. Although, that being said, 2 of them, like Thor over here and Black Widow, do have a little bit of a loose leg that can like come off like to the side. It won't fall off on its own, but yes, as if you're gonna be like moving it a lot, it comes off pretty easily. So let's take a look at each and individual minifigures. Let's start over here with Loki. Yeah, the paint job is good as it is with all the figures. Loki has his staff and he has the helmet, and I believe he has two expressions over here, with the second one being like with a battle damage and that mouth covering thing that is put on him at the end of the first Avengers movie. He also has a cape and it is made from very soft fabric, and in my opinion this figurine is absolutely fine. Next we have Black Widow over here with her two sticks. Watch out, she's gonna kick your butt with her glow sticks. Once again, the paint job is very decent, and she also has two facial expressions. And yeah, another comment I can make that applies to all the figurines is that the head pieces, like wherever you have like helmets or hair, they stick on figure quite sturdy. But also, as you remove them, they are not pulling off the head, which is again a nice thing. Next we have the Thor with his hammer Mjolnir in his hand, and he also comes with this lightning in his other hand, and once again he has two facial expressions. Good paint job as it is with all the figurines, and the same as Loki, he has this very soft cape. Next, this is Steve Rogers, Captain America, as we know him. Well, he's the only one that I would say that the paint job is a little bit faint, like the color for it is not as vivid as for the rest of the figurines, and also his shield is a little bit scratched. And if you take off the mask, of course we do have two expressions, however his face on both of the prints look extremely white. So yes, this figurine has the worst paint job of all the ones that we have over here. Finally, here comes Tony Stark, Iron Man. Yes, he comes with this flame underneath his foot that is attached to these beams, and then it is attached to this piece, which we can actually stick underneath the wing of the jet, so that it appears that he's like flying by it when you like display this set. He does have two of these flames in his arms. We can also open up the mask like this, and we can remove the helmet. And yes, this guy once again has two facial expressions. And just as a side note, I can reveal that in general, whether it's fake Lego or original Lego, I'm not a fan of two facial expressions. I really don't like this stuff, because that kind of prevents you switching off different hats and everything without like having weird facial features sticking out in the back. And also, as I also previously mentioned, he does come with hair that you can swap instead of helmet. And yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. His blue face is sticking out beneath the hairline over there. So this was my experience with this set, and the only thing left is to put it in my tier list. So, considering everything I told about this set in this review, I am happy to give this set a B- rating, because my experience was mostly positive, with only few negative things here and there. And I actually feel that I got a really good deal for the price that I paid. And that being said, I hope that I have given you enough information to make up your own mind whether a set like this would be worth it for you. But now, I'm gonna say huge thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, drop a comment what is your experience with fake Legos, and if you want to see more content like this where I look at these fake Lego sets, non-branded bricks and all sorts of other stuff I find on the internet, maybe subscribe to my channel. Huge thank you for watching one more time, and I hope to see you guys next time. Goodbye. Bye 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 bye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Okay, Avengers, assemble and let's arrest the Loki. Yeah, you are under arrest. Away with you! I'm gonna punch you with my sticks. Bye.